Why do we feel unnerved when we're looking back at an old video game we used to play? Is it because you can vividly remember having any actual fun? Is it because no one is playing that specific video game you're currently reminiscing? Or is it because you've realized that this game isn't as good as you thought it was? Perhaps it's one of those answers. Perhaps it's all of them. Or perhaps it's none of them. Today, I'll take my second deep dive into why this feeling of eeriness lingers on to the back of our minds. I welcome all of you to Unsettling Emptiness Part 2. Now, to understand and to rewind a little bit, a year ago or so, I collaborated with a friend of mine that goes by Cameron's Sitcom. Along with some other friends, we made the first Unsettling Emptiness, and it was uploaded onto Cameron's channel. I made my perspective of why we feel this way, and I uploaded it onto my channel, but I deleted it. Anyways, to get back into the topic, Unsettling Emptiness can be described as the following. The word unsettling means something or someone making you feel anxious, uneasy, or disturbed. As for the word emptiness, it can be described as a compilation of feelings which includes the disconnection from others, loneliness, sadness, and numbness. Or to put it simply, social alienation. Now, by putting these two words and descriptions together, we get the following term: a compilation of negative feelings that causes said individual to feel uneasy or fearful in their mind, which in turn makes them feel dissociated from society. This also aligns when you feel nostalgic, something that evokes nostalgia, or in other words, the state of being homesick. Mind you, being homesick means you miss your home, your friends, your family, and whatnot. When we play old video games, they bring us those feelings. Feelings that I previously mentioned, such as feeling nostalgic, feeling uneasy at times, but it also brings a bittersweet feeling. Now, I went through World at War and Call of Duty Ghost, and for today, I'll explain the experience of those feelings with Skate 3. In the early days, Skate 3 was popularized by YouTubers such as PewDiePie, Jacksepticeye, Markiplier, Newskern, Vanos, H2O, Daihi, Wildcat, and this guy. Skate 3 is at its core popular due to the usage of the ragdoll physics. Both PewDiePie and Vanos have used these features. As for me, I've noticed a few things while playing the game. For starters, the game felt like it was completely barren, even though there's a handful of NPCs around the map. Although, the reason could be due to the opening scene of the game, where your character, simply known as the Legend, presumably falls to their death after a failed stunt. Currently, this game is in an idle state due to the studio, Black Box, shutting down only 3 years after Skate 3 being released to the public. Yet, as for the Skate franchise, there were some alleged rumors of a Skate 4 in production. World.com is an entire rabbit hole, but to spare all of you the details, as of 2024, the game's support from developers have been entirely shut off. Not to mention, the game has been living on life support for over 29 years. Almost 3 decades, which is surprising for an online chat program like this. I mean, it isn't the only one. And just like the most recent MMOs, Worlds Online won't be forgotten. 7 months ago, I played Worlds.com, and I've got to see the state of it. I can truly say that While playing this, I felt uneasy when exploring the main area. All I could see was the gray square, which was my character, and the environment around me. But I never wandered far since the game always froze and crashed. I can tell people used to play Worlds Online since there's an entire subreddit dedicated to it. Not to mention, there's a bunch of videos on YouTube about Worlds Online and a handful of analyses. As I've said before, the state of this game is in complete shambles, and it will never thrive again. SCP Containment Breach. A classic. I've been playing this game since, 2016, give or take. And I've known the lore surrounding it because of an Australian YouTuber known as the Batesy. The lore surrounding the modular side is surprisingly rich, especially the main character, Subject D9341, formerly and presumably known as Benjamin Oliver Walker, a level 4 senior researcher who for some unknown reason had made the decision to study the anomalous properties of a concept hereby called the spiral Gaston. Dr. Benjamin was later caught in his illegal researches and was sentenced by the 05 Council, later to be demoted into a D-class personnel, rightfully so to some. But one day, circa 2012, Dr. George Maynard, the man who oversaw the construction of the modular site, had allegedly sabotaged the system and given the power of the facility over to SCP-079. Dr. Maynard may have been an agent working for the Chaos Insurgency. The facility then went into a wide-side containment breach. But for an in-depth explanation, go watch Batesy's video on Who's D9341. I want you to notice the number of facility guards and interns in the intro and compare it right after the test with Satan's personal chiropractor within the underground asylum that quickly turned to a shit show. In comparison, there was practically only about 4 or 7 facility staff that we could see, while the rest were replaced by the Epsilon 11 squadrons. Everything within this facility wants you dead, including Eric's toy, who can give you hearing loss and tinnitus. When I first played SCP Containment Breach, it gave me a sense of dread, the kind of dread that never leaves your mind, especially when it comes around to facing unescapable enemies, more specifically SCP-106 and SCP-096. Both of them in concept are frightening, since both of them hunt you down relentlessly. One has an unforgettable theme, whilst the other just screams before catching up to you and mauling you to death. SCP-106 is known for torturing his victim in its pocket dimension. His origin is unknown, yet people speculate that 106 was a former corporal during World War I. The only way to escape it is to either recontain it or to lure it into a Tesla gate. As for 096, if you even glimpse at his face or look at
4 fucking pixels,
it won't and will never stop chasing you down until you are dead. As I'm concluding this video, I've learned a few things while making this. These games remain idle for now. However, they serve as a reminder for all the great memories, ranging from the euphoric ones all the way to the nonchalant ones. I also want to say that this video would not have been possible without you, the viewer, Cameron, and Batesy. Finally, expect my last video of 2024 on the 31st of December at 5:55 AM Eastern Standard Time.